The 11 years from 2014 to 2025 would be considered one of the most progressive years of India's history, at least in last 1,000 years, and especially since independence in 1947. In some ways, it has been also rejuvenation, recreation, and getting confidence back to this historic civilization of Bharat. In some ways, Mr. Modi has been at the forefront, and since his government took over in 2014, there have been several changes. He has brought in a new energy across India, a new attitude of winning. And when he took over, many people had apprehensions that as a Chief Minister of Gujarat, he had done several good things, but he had three large lacuna in his biodata. One of them was about managing national finances, because he was only CM of a small state. The second was the defense, that he had, as a state CM, you don't handle that national defense. And third was about the international relations, that coming from a situation where he did not have that kind of English education, which basically may come in the way of his being a communicator and a person who can motivate or bring confidence into the international relations. And if you look back, the things he has done over the last 11 years has been phenomenal. Not only in these three areas, especially defense, we have seen many situations, including the production of defense equipments in India have increased manifold, but also some of the most amazing technologies that have been developed. In fact, recently Operation Sindoor changed the way the paradigm of the modern warfare, which was drone heavy, has been done using a technological framework which actually stopped drones from entering India in almost a 4,000 to 5,000 kilometers range from Kutch to Ladakh. And that has not been achieved by any country. What was the main paradigm over last 10 years of the war has actually been changed without even Indians noticing or knowing that their government has got this done. And similarly, in many other areas, India has done some phenomenal work in defense, and I think India is now pretty much considered a power to reckon with, not in terms of the traditional ways of leading or doing the armed activities, but also in thinking in future from space to Army to Navy to Air Force, and the way Indians train across all that, and the combination, the connectivity across all the platforms has been phenomenal. Similarly, on the international relations, I think there has never been a better time for India. The world leaders consider him as a personal friend, but more importantly, today India is sitting on the table, at the highest table, including the G20 leadership that happened in 2023. India is considered as a significant player from Ukraine-Russia war to Palestine-Israel conflict, or any other conflict across the world. India is considered a person or as an entity which can actually bring two people together, make them see the reason. And of course, who can forget the removal or taking out of Indian students from Ukraine when things went bad initially. And of course, in Yemen, where India took out not only Indians stuck in war zone, but also across the world. And that shows everywhere the kind of prestige Mr. Modi, but the entire country has now started enjoying because of his stature. In terms of the finances, I think, again, the banking system was reeling under tremendous over-leveraging and also over-extending of loans from almost 2009 world crisis, global financial crisis, to 2014. When Mr. Modi came into power, he was given reasonably bad balance sheets of banks, and people were worrying that how he's going to manage Indian banking system. But today, after 11 years, Indian banking is considered amongst the most well capitalized banking system in the world, and of course it's the least leveraged across the top countries in the world, and of course it's supporting India's growth in variety of ways. There have been other interesting and more revolutionary change that he has brought in by bringing 4G, 5G ubiquitously into the hands of every Indian at an extreme low cost, literally 2 to 3% of what the developed world pays for a bandwidth, and the best services across the world, which has also helped him provide e-governance, the COVID vaccines to everyone using the CoWIN system during COVID times, but also UPI to the entire world. And of course, to all Indians, where today more than 50% of all payments are now happening in India. More than 50% of all payments on mobile in the world are now happening through UPI system. Of course, the implementation of GST, in my opinion, is and of course, faceless IT assessment systems in such a way that in some ways it's the most high-tech framework of tax collection, which has actually increased India's ability to create more infrastructure, but also provide more social security. In the process, he has also created a new social security framework without our knowledge by providing free food during COVID times, but now continuing for 80 crore people, which is larger population than US, Europe, Mexico and Canada combined. And similarly, the Atal Pension Yojana, insurance schemes, even the farmers' income schemes, the ladies are getting some amount of money in their mobile. So somewhere in the line, the entire revolution of bringing financial inclusion, which was basically talks before 2014. Today, India is the leader. India is a thought leader, and not only thought leader, but execution leader in this process. And of course, from my own area, in 2014, when Mr. Modi took over, India had around 67 lakh crore total market capitalization. Now it has become 444 lakh crore, which is $5.2 trillion, making India the fourth largest market after US, China and Japan. India has also now become the fourth largest economy from 14th. Again, it goes to a great length to tell you that the economic resurgence that has happened, the infrastructure that has been created, the newer industries that have come, but more importantly, the number of investors have gone up from around less than 1.67 crore to now around 11.5 crore, which is also a very large jump, which is telling you that India is becoming more middle class. Literally 11 crore Indians, 11.5 crore, out of which 8 crore and 8.5 crore households, 25% women, are now participating into the nation building by way of investing directly to the stock markets, and $5.4 trillion is actually larger than India's banking system size by probably 160%. And that's where that's telling you that he has been able to not only generate confidence in Indian population, but also the entrepreneurs of the country have come forward, created newer companies, unheard of industries have now come up. And that's where for me, the Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas is the slogan that comes to my mind. He has made the national development, national cleanliness mission, Swachhta mission, and everything else as a mass movement, like what Mahatma Gandhi used to do, that every small thing which was important on a symbolic basis, he used to make them into a mass movement. Today, Mr. Modi is the only world leader who is able to create that kind of feeling in the population, not only of India, but across the world. And so, in my opinion, we are lucky to be living in the era of Modi. And after 100 years, people will talk about this era, that where India started becoming more confident, more resurgent, and a leader in the world. So thank you, Mr. Modi, for your 11 years, and I'm sure we will see you for next 10, 20 years serving this great country of ours, Bharat. Thank you.